Well, welcome back to the channel, guys. If you are new here, my name is Roger and we are designing and building our own midage and supercar. And just for reference, this is what we're making. And for anyone new here, you will see we have upgraded our car model. I 3D printed a larger car and in color. Now the color scheme may not be exactly what we wind up with when we paint the car, but it's close. It's the colors that I like, and I've been experimenting with some different designs. This is the third car I've actually printed. You'll notice there's a couple of little things missing, the rear spoiler and the winglets. I'll add those once I get a color scheme that I like the best, but this was just one of the three that I've printed just to give me some idea of what we're going to do. All right, before I show you the progress we've made on the car this week, let's take a look at how I built this car, how I 3D printed it, and the process of doing that. So someone asked me a couple of videos ago what kind of 3D printers I had, and I thought I would show you guys what I have and tell you my thoughts on them. I have two. This one is a Bamboo H2D, and it belongs to the company that I work for, and it is designed to do more of engineering type materials, nylons, hips, and even carbon fiber. But really like this one. Like I said, it belongs to the company I work for. I'm not allowed to use it for personal use, so that's why I have two. I have one that was given to me as a Christmas gift, and it is the one over here in this corner, which is the Bamboo H2C. And this one is designed more for use for multiple color printing. It has like a shuttle system over here in the side. It holds multiple heads. I think it holds 8 heads at one time. So it changes heads and switches between material colors really fast, and it doesn't have to purge the system, and it has induction heating, so these tips, once it switches to a new tip, heats up in just a matter of like 3 to 4 seconds. So it's a really fast machine, really efficient, and I am 3D printing a larger full color model of our car that we're building. If you can see this, this is the front of the car. This is where the wheels and tires will go, and it's building from the bottom up. Let me get a top view of this. So it's really impressive, and it's fun to watch it working. But we should have this model completed to show in the next video, so you may see this completed model. I also have the wheels and tires here that I printed. Now I've done these in 2 pieces because I wanted the there's 2 different colors here. I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not, but this is gloss black and then the tire is matte black, and these come apart, and I printed them in 2 pieces to make it easier to do the multiple colors. Now I could have done it in 1 piece in the machine and just told it which piece was which color, which is what the car is doing currently. It's not a problem, but I thought this would be easy. And these just slide together, and then I'll glue the pieces together. But you can see how large this model is going to be. Look at the size of that tire. And they even had the tread on the tire. Okay, this is the current status of the car. You can see we've made some progress on the nose of the car. I took and bonded, this is 3 separate pieces. There's the nose, the top front of the hood, and then the corner here. All 3 of those pieces were made separately, and I have bonded them together and started doing some body work in the cracks or in the seams. They are actually glued and screwed together just to make them super strong. And started bondoing. It's actually not bondo, it's actually epoxy and Q-cells, but brushed that in for the first coat to fill the gaps and to make the seams stronger. Started sanding a little, and it'll still need some work. I've started trimming this flange to where it's flush on the inside of the opening here. Again, still needing some work. And I've also drilled holes and have fasteners here in this area. This is joined together. Need to do a little work here in the seam just to make that a little bit crisper, but it's close, looking pretty decent actually. And I haven't bolted it together here yet for two reasons. One, I have to make a new bolt flange. The flange on one of these parts was at the wrong angle, so I'll make a new one and glue it underneath so this aligns perfect. And the second reason is I need the hood to be clamped into place with the correct spacers before I drill these holes, because this can float about 1/8 of an inch either way, and that's pretty critical to get that just right so the hood fits the opening. Now, as for this missing part, I actually made this part, was hoping to have it finished to show in this video, but the part came out bad. The mold had an issue. The part is sitting over here in the corner leaning up against the wall. It looks horrible. I didn't take the time to clean it up because it was bad. What happened on that part was I had too much epoxy pull into the mold. I just wasn't paying attention. When the epoxy starts hardening, when it kicks off, it puts off a lot of heat, and where the epoxy was thicker at the bottom, where it had pulled up some and I didn't notice it, it generated enough heat to melt the mold and distort the part. So we have the front end of the car, all the body panels complete except for this one missing corner. Now in the meantime, I've went ahead and made another mold, a replacement mold, and it is finished. It actually has the first coat of wax on it. So I'll start making this part this weekend, and we should have it in just a few more days. You'll also notice there's a mold here for the front splitter. I made that last weekend. It is sitting here on the car and close to the place where it goes. The edge still has some mess on it from the mold I need to scrape off and clean up, and there's a little bit of a flange at the bottom that need to be sanded. But other than that, it turned out pretty nice. Not sure how much you can see here in the dark, but it's a pretty slick part. Can't imagine that I won't be able to clear coat that and leave it raw carbon, which was the hopes. It looks great, and you're only, as big as it is, you're only going to see this opening here, this front lip in front of the opening for the air to go in. So there's just about 3 or 4 inches forward there that you're going to see. But it turned out nice either way. I originally was thinking about doing this splitter in one piece. It has winglets that come out and turn up, but it was just going to be too complicated. I decided the easiest way to do that was to seam it here. These little winglets will be separate. They will bolt to this aluminum bar here, which is where the splitter bolts. So the winglet will bolt to it. And then I'll have a doubler plate here on top that'll have fasteners from up underneath to clamp those together. And all that'll be hidden. You won't see that. This pulls up and sits flush together. Actually, this corner is probably a better representation. It's sitting pretty close. And this all aligns, and you don't see any of it. So that seam will be underneath, and you'll never know it's there. So when I was bolting these two pieces here together, I wanted to make sure that my opening for my tire, or the wheel arch, was the right size, because those two parts could get off the seam and cause the opening to be too large or too small. So I cut a pattern here out of some thin paneling or some kind of thin wood siding and put it in the arch just to check the fit, and it was within 1/8 of an inch overall, so I thought that's plenty close enough, and I went ahead and bolted those two pieces together. And I will use this same arch here on this side once this corner's done, just to confirm that this one bolts together correctly, just so they're the same size and I don't have any issue with it looking odd, not the correct size for the opening of the tire. So once this corner is finished, I can go ahead and bolt it on here to this other assembly. We'll have a complete nose clip of the car and start doing the body work and work that in and get it correct. And once that is done, I can go ahead and bolt or clamp the hood with spacers. I need to measure and see what a correct gap is. Probably we'll use paint sticks. I believe they're going to be real close to the right gap. I'll just clamp all these body panels together with some type of spacer, maybe a paint stick, in to hold the perfect spacing, and then I'll know exactly where these need to align. Go ahead and transfer my holes here, and that entire front nose clip just bolts on with fasteners, so it can be removed The splitter will bolt on to this nose clip and then be held to the body itself with these aluminum angles. So it'll be fastened across both sides securely. And then the aluminum insert here with the openings, there's a flange that attaches to across the top and down both sides, and I'll do a little aluminum angle here across that splitter for it to attach to, and that'll also be a stiffener for this lip of this splitter. Now this splitter, when I laid it up, I was shooting for a thickness of about 3/8 of an inch, and I took several pieces of carbon fiber and laid them up until it measured that distance on my calipers, and that wound up being 12 pieces thick, or 12 layers thick of the 12K 660 gram cloth. I was surprised to learn that when I pulled this out of the mold and put the calipers on it just to double check it, it wasn't as thick as I was expecting. Instead of being about 375 or 3/8, it was actually 300 even. So the vacuum compressed that carbon fiber somewhat. Not sure how much. The raw carbon sheets themselves were measuring about 30 thousandths of an inch thick each one, but they did compress some, which means I guess I had great vacuum. But this will give you an idea kind of what the car is going to look like when it's finished. Obviously nothing is sitting in the correct location, but everything is close, everything is pulled up, you know, approximately where it's going to go. You can see the shape of the car. One of the next things I need to do after all this front assembly is bolted and glued together like it needs to be, I need to put some spacers on the tires for height and front to rear location, and start putting these exactly where they need to be for the wheel arches, wheel openings, to align with the tires, and then start fitting the angles and the clearances and stuff to get this to fit right. I need to trim this flange off here for the windshield. It'll be trimmed off flush down here at the bottom so the cowling can butt up against that like it's supposed to, and then start working backwards and mounting this. Not quite sure where all my mounts will be yet, but I have a pretty good idea. I've been going through all that in my head. Anyway, that is an update. That brings you up to speed on what we have been working on for the last few weeks. And like I said, I had hoped to show you a completed body assembly, but still missing this one corner. It just didn't go as planned, and that's the way it goes sometimes. Anyway, let's take one more look at our model here. But that's what we're shooting for. Hopefully someday it'll look like that. And I guess that's going to be about it for this week's video, and I'll see you guys again in a few weeks.